Hey yo, gamers! I still have to put the shoes on. I apologize! It wasn't the shower that took my time today. Wow. The barbecue shoes? No, the walking shoes! The walking pad streams must go on? I'm at the other side of my room. I'm surprised it's still audible. I mean, I'm talking quite loud, so it does make sense. Ah. Loose, go on. I also... Oh, that's actually on standby. Cool. I also still need to turn the
AC on.
Otherwise, I will actually, like, die in here. We don't want that. But actually die, I mean, I'm, like, not actually dying, but, you know. As in, what I'm saying is I'm lying to you. Feed stream when? Can you shut the fuck up? Why are you like this? I mean, I'm kind of nurturing that environment. I get it. I get it. Okay, never mind. Forget I asked. Yo, wait. I'm left. Yo, there we go. Okay. Hey, Phantom, Klim. Ruby, thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Ruby, Ryan, Defract, Crispy, Flo. Hope you guys are doing fine. All right. Time for Put Man. There he is. Oh, okay. AC, AC, AC. AC Denton or something from the Deus Ex video game series. Cool. Cool 22. We are gaming. This should also work fine. Okay, perfect. Connect controller. Perfect. Euro Truck Simulator. Props, trucker head. I changed the audio settings a bit, so if stuff is too loud while I'm still talking, like especially like voices later, you have to tell me. If you don't tell me, I'll assume everything is fine. Games. Load game. Okay. Feel like you're melting, it's only 21 outside. Well, that's the thing though, it's like 21 outside and it's like definitely more inside because of like PCs and whatnot. Oh, okay. We are moving. I'm always on the run or something. Where other music? Play shuffled. There you go. Okay. Right, but yeah, as I said, I tweaked settings a bit, so might be better, might be worse. I also just noticed there's the bingo board still, and live split we don't need as well right now. So that's good. Where did we leave off? Oh, PCs in the winter are pretty good, yeah. Well, you could say they're pretty nice. Nice. Right, we still have France to conquer. And by that I mean, give me jobs to goal fetch, Saint Alban something, and Lack. Question. Where we left off. I can eep. Okay, this is good. I can eep here. We have 3 eeps, which means we have a chance to find something to these. Saint. Nothing. Goal fetch. Nothing. Lack. Nothing. Ah, this is a great start, as per usual. Right. Defrag, by the way, for the convoy, I don't have the bullet thing enabled. Bordeaux to goal fetch. I mean, that's over here, and I can't get there in 4 hours. Fuck that. There's nothing to Saint. Bayonne. Oh, brother! In 5 minutes. Nope, we're doing one more sleep. Doing one more sleep. It's imperative that we do one more sleep. Be more curious how many people. Well, was it Catnip said? He's like later. Saint. Oh, bro. To lose to goal fetch expires in 10 minutes. Well, okay. You know what? Maybe France isn't to be conquered today. I don't want to go back on that island. Please, anything but that island. I'll take Marseille. like a quick trip to Marseille. Murcia is all the way down there with a terrible pay. Yeah. Yeah, and Kez also mentioned he's like not up for it. Or like doesn't have time either. A German talking about conquering France? Obviously. What else would I be talking about? Taxes? Ah. Also, I did tweak my microphone a bit. I should be more audible on the higher end. And by that I mean I've raised the highs a bit more. Because when I listened back to it, to me, it felt better. Because like inherently my... Ah! Good. My voice is just like naturally higher. So I don't want the like whole deep boomy voice podcaster kind of thing, right? And I think this way I prefer the voice when listening back to it this way much more. But that's me. My voice is naturally I don't know, it's like turning into oblivion here. Have you heard of the High Elves? What? Calm down, Link. It really lowered. I mean, it's still doing that with the volume lowering. That's like just something that always happens. But like, it's... I guess I still have to dial that in some more. The main concern I have is when actual TTS or something is happening. I mean, you still haven't heard the Have you heard the High Elves line? Oh, you mean in the game? I guess we can go to like ratio of 6 again then. Compressor for the alerts should probably also be on 6. Ducking also on 6. Have like the threshold be 28 instead. Because I'm just reading OBS wrong, I think. Because like you think, oh, half of the bar is like what you should be aiming for when you like half the volume, but no, half of the bar visually makes your makes the stuff go from like -20 to -40. Which is a quarter of the audio. It doesn't exist. No, Vinny hasn't gaslit us into that line. It was the other 2 YouTubers that have done some Oblivion memes back on Vine. Because I'm pretty sure they did that before Vinny. It is not that one, trust me. Seems to have been upstairs with the knocking just now, so it's like why I muted for a second. There was some knocking, I think. Either it was upstairs, and if it's important, Grandma will just like call me on my phone. Like if it's genuinely important, or she'll keep knocking. YouTube, let me use the search. Have you heard of the High Elves? Yeah, that one. Lefebvre Brothers, that's the one. Ah, there you go. I think... I don't know if it's on the Lefebvre Brothers channel. Pretty sure it is. Let's see. Oh, it was like on Vine and Lefebvre. Let's see. I mean, the only thing I can see is this meme. Give me a sec. Is this one? It says alternate universe. So I don't know what this one will be. It's because I'm not logged in here. Why did I get locked out? We've changed some of your settings.
Says,
like, shut up with
so
the settings.
I saw this fox on the highway, right? And I swear, it looked at me like, you taking my route, pal? Next thing I know, it's hauling tail down I-95 with a tiny little trucker hat and a CB radio. Freaking fox was better at trucking than I am. Lois, we need a fox and septim. Askam and skam.
Yes, of course. That's what we need.
Blauing.
It also very much did not do any ducking in that regard, which is very interesting. Why did it not duck the voice stuff there? This is concerning. Because I was definitely talking over that. I didn't do shit. Yeah, he always has a stroke. Hey, Wolfie. I'll generate that again in a second. It's just Peter is just, you know, pretty lobotomized. Let's do alerts with like -32, maybe. Okay. Let's play it again, because I wanted to talk a bit over it, because, again, it should lower it. It doesn't lower it. I don't know why I didn't lower it. Come on.
Wolfie Hart Thomas says.
Now, okay, this
So
is lowering it a bit
on the
better.
highway, right? And I swear it looked at me like, you taking my route, pal. Next thing I know, it's hauling
Maybe like
tail
this.
down I-95 with a tiny little trucker hat and a CB radio. Freaking Fox was better at trucking than I am. Lois, we need a Fox, and a semi.
True? Actually true? Okay. Next episode. It's tech issues again? No, it's just like dialing and stuff. Got it, that's fine. Sure, let's get a car. Auto hero. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Why am I not logged in here anymore? Just give me my video. There you go.
Seba John says.
True, hey John.
Have you heard of
Hey.
high elves? Take care.
I mean, that's as close as it was. It wasn't the original upload, but, you know. It wasn't the original upload, sadly. Anyway. Yob. Yeah, again, like, just the whole tweaking the lowering of things. That's, an art form in itself. Because, again, I fear some of the stuff in here, or some of the things that I'm doing, either being too aggressive or not aggressive enough, right? With the stuff face. Should be fine. There you go. Ah, let's not hit that. Okay. But yeah, but it's basically, he goes for, it's like, have you heard of the High Elves? Gah. And then he eats once more and it's like, and he's dead. Very cool that I'm not logged in there anymore. I love this. Which is funny, like the other day, I was actually uploading, or like managing the VODs channel, uploaded thumbnails and scheduled the videos, and I think I got logged out like 5 times. Or rather, I got like the verification. That is a lot of damage. Verification thing from Google like 5 times. I was like, we have, is this really you? Please confirm your identity. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I just did that 4 times. Don't make me do it a 5th. And I had to do the 5th and I was very annoyed. It really did not like me being me, I guess. I also had immense trouble setting up my NAS, like specifically a Docker container in the NAS today, with VPN config. It just did not want to work. And I gave up at some point, and then I was in voice chat with the Psychus, and he also had no idea because all the settings were moved over completely, but we didn't see any logs. And then all of a sudden, like I did the troubleshooting of the container of the project. It showed, oh, if you run it like this, you can run the container, you can try it with like incorrect settings, right? Or invalid settings, just to see what it would come up with, and then you try it with correct settings. And it like immediately removes the Docker container again. So it's just run, see if it errors, and if you cancel out, it will like delete it again, right? It's nice for troubleshooting. Did that, and then I noticed, oh, it's trying to bind an IPv6 address. Vehicle malfunction is also good. It's trying to bind an IPv6 address, but because of my my Unified Dream Machine not properly, to this day, not properly supporting IPv6 for some reason from Deutsche Glasfaser. For which I still have to try a fix as well. And the fix is to punch a Fritzbox like in front of it and then just route all the traffic through that. I think that might work. Like just literally all the Fritzbox does is, what's your purpose? You do internet. You don't do anything else. You just connect to my ISP and that's it. All the other traffic is going elsewhere. You don't do anything. You don't do DNS. You don't do like network management of IP stuff, right? You only do that. So might have to try that. But yeah, because of that, I just have like IPv6 off on the network. Because again, it was like causing issues where it was frequently just not giving me a proper IPv6, or websites didn't accept my IPv6, blah, blah, I don't know, right? And yeah, apparently because of that, the local network of, or like the local adapter of my NAS also doesn't have an IPv6. It doesn't work properly. So I was like, okay, it's trying to do IPv6 stuff. Let's just set it to not use IPv6. Like force IPv6 off. Okay, it still errors that it's trying to do something with IPv6. What if I force IPv6 to on? All of a sudden it worked. I'm sitting there like, this does not make any sense, but it's okay. It's just super fucking funny. You do like, dot enable IPv6 equals 0 or whatever in the config, and it doesn't work, and then you set it to on and it's like, oh, now it works. Wish I knew why, but alas, you know. How's the audio settings now, by the way, like with me talking? Because the game shouldn't be that quiet anymore, or like it shouldn't be turned down that much more now. I can still tweak it. I think we definitely want to, because I also don't know what happens if I just have the music or whatever way too loud and then I talk. Like, is it still going to lower it all the way and whatnot? Or is it like specifically doing something else? I don't understand the like compressor logic in that sense. Hey, Yuya. Welcome, welcome. It's just like checking YouTube tutorials that explains it, and it's like, oh, just set the ratio to like 20 to 0. So it literally, like, whatever it does, it puts like a really strong ceiling on. And then you change the threshold or something. So literally anything that goes above it when you talk, if it's like higher or whatever. Because, okay, we can try. I accidentally enabled the handbrake. I didn't want that. Okay, let me try something, okay? So, compressor. You go back to like 20 to 0, right? Because again, that's what it said. And now you hear the music, right? Yeah, I see if I talk, the music is now at around -45. If I increase the music will increase depending on that as well. So that is not properly what it should be doing, from what I gather. Because it doesn't have a proper ceiling for this. This is annoying. It just completely limits what it has. Why? That's not how that's supposed to work. OBS ducking, let's see. The Orange Juice Liberation Front. Ah, yes. We add a compressor. We configure it. They're literally going like 32 to 1. The most important setting here is that you choose your microphone as the sidechain and ducking source. This allows the compressor to reduce the game audio in response to input from the microphone. Next, we set the ratio at as high up as it can go. This is how strongly the game audio will be reduced. If you want to hear more of the game audio behind your speech, you can reduce this to 1 to 20. What? No, we don't do 1 to 20, you mean 20 to 1. In general, people wish it reduced even more strongly, so it's a good starting value. If you have a very loud background noise or speak very softly, also want to adjust the threshold volume, this should be a dB number higher than any noise. It should also be lower than the dB value of the audio mixer in OBS when you speak normally. So your speech will actually trigger it. You also set the attack to 1 milliseconds and release to 1. Why? Release to 1 is awful. Oh, release to 1 second. Okay. Ignore the output gain. That's basically a volume boost to game audio, but not needed for ducking. No, it is needed for ducking. But it's like, it does reduce it. It doesn't properly limit it at the top end. That's like the problem. So it's kind of like, I'm just trying to think like how to best do this, because is it limited first and then we'd need to duck or something? Because that doesn't make any sense then. But like again, if I now literally mash that up to like 32, and then I start talking further, it's like, if I set this to -15, this is not doing anything. Or realistically, it's not really doing anything. It's doing something at -20. Like I notice it going down. So that's fine. However, it's not volume based. So when I'm actually like, it's not properly capping it. So if I was to talk right now, and then we have like a louder song or whatever, right? Like this. Like literally just hammering it up for you guys, right? This is the good stuff. Then it's, you know, it's not doing the thing it's supposed to. I guess we can stick to like 20-1 again, because that's mostly, or like let's do 15. 15 with 27. Do we try these settings a bit? Should be fine. So you also go on like 15 with around, I'd say, 30. Then the only other thing that we have here is this, which I assume we want down on 5. That's me talking, 15-1. No, this one needs to be on 20 with 35, and it also has the limiter thing on. The amount it compresses by literally only depends on how loud your mic audio comes into the sidechain. But yeah, so if I talk quieter, then it shouldn't be that much. I mean, it's still compressed, but yeah. It's a bit unfortunate that you can't like just force it, but at that point you'd just have a limiter. You'd set a limiter based on how loud you talk instead of like actually doing a compressor with this. It's kind of like the opposite of what you'd want in that case. So 26. I think it's like when we have this like this and I talk, is this fine? Especially when I have it on like 50, right? So this is with just music right now when I'm talking. Is this like fine? And it goes back to this volume. Because the music is still quieter, obviously. But this is like, if I'm not driving, it's pretty loud. Now if we go back to driving, it's just louder volume from the driving as well. Right? Test, 1, 2, 3. I'm just talking, as you can see. Spitting rhymes and spitting facts. That's what I do when I pay the tax. I don't know. It's like all I can say is, you know, Slim Shady been real quiet ever since this drop. Maybe he doesn't have his headset connected, but you know, I don't know. My brain is already cooked and it's only like 7:30 p.m. I don't know why. But I do think this might be better. Looking at this, it's like dropping it from around -18, -20 to around -30. How is audio balancing if I talk for you guys? Like genuinely. Because it like every 10 decibels is like perceived double the loudness or whatever, right? If I remember correctly. So as long as we get something to dial this in properly, it should be fine. Like whatever I talk, now it seems like it's doing a -10. Is it fine? Do you still hear the music well? Perceived loudness? Yeah, I know perceived loudness is weird, right? You think it sounds fine? So you still hear like the music in the background, but it's more focus on my voice. Because that's like the main idea that I have for this. Obviously my voice is like louder by default anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Well, that's a stone wall. Can I pass him before? No. Well, it's fine. Also, fuel. Yippee. Yeah, again, like audio setup is... Audio is like the one thing when it comes to streaming that is super hard to get right, and even if you get it right, it's not right. It will just not be correct. You make like one tiny tweak and it's absolutely game over. It's the unfortunate truth. Okay, let's see if we can pass by here. Looks good. Looks good. Looks not so good because he turns. Never mind, we're fine. I wasn't worried. Super convoluted. You've been producing music since like 6 years. Barely understand how to dial a compressor to do what you want. Yeah. Nay, wrecked. Thank you. Ah. 20 tons of flour. Crazy. Shake it up a bit. Is that right, Skull? That's what I was thinking. Also, unfortunately, didn't get to do the thing with Leo today because of IRL circumstances on his side. But maybe tomorrow if he feels better. We'll see. We shall see. Thank you, Skeletor. Him. He's looking at me. No, he's not looking at me anymore. Oh, there's a fuel station as well. And sleepy spot. Perfect. Because now we can see if we have jobs to go fetch in other areas. I mean, worst case, what we can literally do is just drive down to Spain. Like, at some point, we have to let France go. It will not be worth anymore. We will eventually get jobs. Maybe we'll, like, find jobs that are super long from Spain over to Saint, I don't know. Or we'll try to do just majority first. And then we'll go to try and complete the cities that we were struggling with. Because again, I'd prefer not to do just driving through the cities. That's like not the point of this challenge. The point is that I have to find a job to a city, and only through that do I get to explore it. Exclamation mark challenge. Right, and I think that's a way better approach. Could have skipped parking. Alas, that's not. Okay, so what we'll do is park this thing. Do we have a repair station close by? We do. Yeah, park this, refuel, drive to the repair station. Okay, perfect. Nope. Well, actually, like, first thing that we'll do, trade market, we will check again. Saint, nothing. Go fetch, nothing. Whack. Still from Bordeaux. That's like over there. Ugh. I can't. I literally can't get there in like an hour. Know this truck, know this engine, but you know. Either way. I did get a second thumbnail, by the way. I was like, okay, the first one was okay. Let's commission them again, just because I reached out to another person on Fiverr and they responded way too late. So at that point I was like, you know what, let's just get the other guy commissioned again as well. Just to see, because it's realistically, it's not that much money, right? Commissioned them. Literal first result I got was like not what I said in the text. They very much hyper-focused on the reference image that I gave them. Like the SpongeBob image, right? So that wasn't fun. And then I was like, hey, you know, can you like do it in this art style instead? And, you know, like, because it was just traced over the SpongeBob image. And then basically my model in the style that my ref sheet had instead of what the previous one was. So that much towards, you know, consistency in terms of art style. Even if it is AI in the end, right? Like, fucking tune it to the way that it is with the first one. There is, like, AI models now have the capability to copy a style. Do it with that. If you want to rip me off with that. Right? Like, I don't know. Could have been AI. It probably has, like, some... Well, some aspects of it would be, or seem to be, or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, the other person, I gave them another assignment or another like reference and whatnot, and asked if they're if it's possible for them to do that instead. They didn't get back to me yet. But I've also found 2 other ones I might.
Speed says, have I told you about my new startup aimed at truckers, where I lease you a truck and hire an escort for you that will have sex with your partner on the back seat while you watch in the rear view mirror? It's called trucking and cucking.
Ah, yes. How's it going, Pete? Okay. Now that Klim is when you replace the seat with a toilet. Now we don't have a single one again. Okay, so what I'll do now, this might be a bit controversial, okay? But you have to trust me on this. I'll check the jobs this time and another time. Okay, well, we'll do one more sleep, okay? And now, no matter what we get, we will take a trip like further down. We will either find something to one of these 3 that's close by, or we'll just visit Spain. I'm tired of this. Nothing to go fetch, nothing to Saint. Bayonne to Lac, but that's expiring in 39 minutes. Wonderful. Dude, I love this game. We're not going back on that island. I refuse. Do we have something that can get us further left? Not going to Nantes. Turin, Italy. I mean, we could also do Italy. I'm not driving all the way back to Brest. Why is this over here considered Marseille? Okay, let's see. Now, we first have to get out of here. Whether that is through Ajaccio or something else, you know. Like, what would we have from Porto? Barcelona. Oh. Yeah, okay, so we'll do this. We'll go back on the shit island. And then... Wait, that's an hour? Do we make that? Is that job still available in an hour? Also got 1 million again. 3 hours, okay. What I've also noticed is that we can do another garage. Do one in Turin. Truck dealers, Scania. Buy online. Purchase, Turin. Recruitment agency, hire driver. Literally just whoever pops up first. You get hired. I don't do the sorting. At some point we'll run out of drivers, I feel. Perfect. A new 4-pack. Wonderful. Now, Baldur G bringing in 8k. That's how you do it. Can freehand wipe your clenched images, boy. Anyway, yeah, it's yeah, but thumbnails, as I said, I found 2 other ones that looked to, because I asked Melly, who was in chat yesterday, like artist friend, hey, do you think this is AI, like the other 2 that I found? One of them, she said, very, very, very low chance, maybe for like slight tweaks or whatever, but it had a way more consistent art style. So the hope is that they would be able to draw my persona, right? Because that's like kind of the problem. Either you find a furry artist or you find a thumbnail artist. Somehow that Venn diagram does not exist. Like, there's no Venn diagram of that where it literally overlaps. So it's like, okay, cool. Well. Also, what the fuck is this traffic jam here? That truck drove into that car? Wonderful. Let me pass. Yeah, Oscar, what am I driving? A faster truck than the stupid Scania. Oh, we're doing good. But yeah, so the other one also seemed like it had an itch or an ink of AI, but you know, it could still be fine. So those would be the 2 that I'd eye in terms of commissioning after I commissioned the other person. Because like, I don't need thumbnails that often. But as I mentioned before, like I don't need them in fully shaded or whatever, or like probably also not even like proper outlines, flat color kind of thing. It's probably just, I don't know, colored sketch. Literally just colored sketch. Right? And I mean, sure, you do want to get paid for your time and your work and your effort, right? I fully understand that. Do not get me wrong with that. I don't want to rip people off. But I just can't justify paying like 200 to 300 euros, or rather 200 to 300 euros. The lower end is fine. But 200 to 300 euros for a thumbnail. I just can't. It's on top of the, was it? The cost for video editing. Because again, GSD did a phenomenal job and I like paid him for the first video already. But then also paying for like 200 euros for one thumbnail, I can't justify that yet. I hope at some point I might be able to. If we do, that's bad. That's an invisible wall. If the community grows and like there's views coming in off of YouTube and like ad money, right? That kind of stuff. I'm hoping. Maybe we'll get there. I don't know. When there's like some good money coming in from that, like sure, I'll be fine. Not just paying Kalle a GSD more, or like getting him on full time or something, right? Or like getting maybe another editor or whatnot. It's just like thinking into the future of what could be. It's the kind of goals that I set for myself, but it's also, I wouldn't outright say unrealistic. Also, hey Catnip, sorry for yapping too much and not greeting you. Everything's still going to shit. Wonderful. But yeah, like I'd say the goal of like, oh, having some income from YouTube at the very least. I'm not talking like 5 digits or whatever, right? But like some income from YouTube. So it's already like, okay, getting some money back from the investment of not just like the time I spend, the money I spend to get videos edited, right? It's, I don't know, maybe I also need to get or commission GSD for some shorts, right? Just hammer those out as well. Hope to get like an audience from that, because every new subscriber can turn into a view, which in turn can turn into a good algorithm. But it's just, you know, the YouTube ramblings of a stupid furry on the internet. In an oversaturated market, no less, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. Rant about RLP charging infrastructure inbound. Need to eat and pack for a flight. Oh. Wait, pack for a flight? What about trucking? But yeah, again, like, I don't know. The thumbnail stuff, again, there's those two. I found 2 more on VGen. That VGen is more a platform for VTubers and like humanoid VTubers specifically, not furries. But what is it? It's like those two didn't specifically mention they can draw furries. So if anything, I would just like ask, hey, is this something you can do? But again, because there's not many videos right now, I don't really need many thumbnails, right? Especially if that other person gets back to me and they say, oh yeah, they can draw that. I would in theory have 3 thumbnails. Do I feel comfortable using the other 2? Maybe, I don't know. Like the ones from Mr. AI or Mr. Proby AI. The join soon is done as eating and packing. Okay. I mean, you gotta see how long I'll be doing trucking for today. Maybe because there's not a lot of activity in the Discord from people that wanted to join either. So maybe we'll just have to move it to another day instead, like next weekend or something. I wish we could do like bigger lobbies, like with more people, get more people aboard. Because I do have a good feeling that at the very least, we probably have a fix for Defract's rubber banding or like the weird warping, right? So that's good. It's still annoying with the traffic, but if we have like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 people or whatever, it's already chaotic enough to drive in a convoy with that, right? Low-key pissed, nobody, yeah.
Why is Pete says,
Yeah,
hi, this is Pete, not the narrator saying this. TB, you put so much more effort in what you do here.
TB.
And are also just such a cool guy to hang out with. You definitely deserve to make a good living wage. If I ever do the socialist revolution thing, I will be thinking of many things, but also for justice for this great furry strimmer, Lord Malove.
Thank you, Pete. I mean, again, I'm happy I get to do this, because right now, this is effectively, you know, it's not in a sense of paying the bills. I do have some money aside to try this more, right? It's like savings and whatnot, so properly try this. Yeah. And it's not like with my skill set of like programming and whatever, I wouldn't be able to find a job. I don't really have the proper papers you need in Germany, but I have a skill set and I have projects I can show as proof, right? So I would assume the pay would probably not be that grand from the beginning unless you have like a master's or whatever, right? But it's also like, if I'm really in a situation like that, I would be able to get something. Like if I'd search now, I'd probably be able to find something. And if not through the normal means, there's always the whole there's always the whole situation of getting like in touch with a company over friends of friends and their friends and whatnot, right? So always, that's not, luckily for me, that's not a big issue right now. Quereinsteiger, I mean, reminds me of when I finished, when I was looking for training, right? Like the main, the main, the Ausbildung thing in Germany, right? So you have to do like 3 years of training and then you have your papers, blah, blah. And I applied at one company and got in with them because, again, over friends, right? Like they referred me, and the test that I did or whatever was like very good. But then also with the other company that I applied to before, like I think I signed the contract at the other company on Friday, and then they were like on Friday or whatever. They were like, hey, can you like, I know you missed the deadline a bit, but can you still come by on Monday just like for an interview out of curiosity, whatever, right? And basically that interview started off with immediately with company. I was at that company for I think 1.5 years.
Wild Speed says. Also, If I get asked who should take Suzanne Daubner's spot after she retires, I will recommend you. Because the only thing better than Daubner is Resheping.
Resheping, true. You know, so interview immediately, like, because it was a small company, right? Or startup or whatever. I was immediately with the with the boss and like also the others. I was immediately on a personal level already. With like in German you do like the Siezen or whatever, right? Where you do formal greetings and whatnot. You speak formally to your boss and whatnot. But over there it was literally just like, it felt like I was immediately already friends with them, right? And like the interview kind of started with so basically I have to go to Porto Vecchio. So basically we already have someone lined up that's fresh out of university, and we'd go ahead with him, but we didn't give him a proper go yet, or like a green light, because we saw your track record of what you're doing and whatnot, and despite not having like any papers or whatever, we'd like to have you. They're kind of basically like that, right? And I was able to get into the second year of training already. Like I started in the second year instead of like the first year, right? Because I would have bored myself there. However, because I missed the deadline by like a few weeks, I couldn't start that year. So we pushed it back to next year. However, like, I don't know, a few weeks later, I managed to still, you know, quit the other job, or like basically be like, hey, I know it's like I literally just signed with you, but I basically have to either move over here or do a trip towards the company like every day for 2 hours and then 2 hours back, right? So I was like, can we like, you know, I really wish, but the other option is just so much better for me because I don't have to move. The company is literally like around the corner. It was like half an hour of a drive from me, and that's so much better, right? So managed to come to the agreement of, hey, you know what, that's fine. What the hell is this trip? Oh, okay. Hey, you know, fully understandable, blah, blah. And then like a few weeks later, I was like in touch with the boss at that company, at the new one. And he asked, so is there like a chance we could get you in for an internship already up until your like work, like your training would start? And I'm like, theoretically, yes. Like, I think he wanted to do it in like November or something. I was like, you know what? I want to like get, you know, finish like a few of my projects right now and whatnot, but do a bit more focus on those. Would it be possible that we could do this in January, right? And I started in January. Did an internship, got paid really well, actually. Like, was for internship, you know, was pretty fucking good. And then I went into the training. And I know there's like the typical prices or like the typical payments for training, but my god, it was like, it felt like half the pay. At that point, I was already like demotivated from the start, but you know, at least it was still like all around the corner, right? Like the school was around the corner. It's like, I think a 10 or 15 minute drive from the workplace as well, so not too bad. I was like, Argument. So had that, and like it was enjoyable and whatnot. The only problem was at some point I fell into a depression hole in terms of, I don't know if it was work burnout related. Must have been, because I also on the side at home worked on the Chaos mod more. So burnout, not fun. And I very distinctly remember that I was out for one entire week, and all I wanted to do, all I could do, it was literally at a time, I think I mentioned that like in a previous stream already, like when you're not feeling like doing literally anything, right? I was just, the only things I did, I woke up, I pretty much just went to the toilet, maybe grabbed something to eat, was still in bed, watched a movie. Okay, lunch, made myself some lunch. Sometimes like not even lunch, I just, you know, just late breakfast. I'm typically not a breakfast person anyway. Okay. Next movie or TV show or YouTube or stream. I was pretty much, and then in between there at some point also like take a shower. But basically, my entire day consisted of laying in bed, not feeling like doing shit, and only watching TV. The entire week. Except for like one day when I had to run errands with grandma. Like, for example, grocery shopping, right? But I was feeling like absolute shit. And that was like the first time that happened. Several months into the training. And it was fine again. And then COVID hit. So, you know how long my attempt, quote unquote, with training was? Was 2020, was like when I started in August, I think, and then 2021 happened. So, work from home. But even with work from home, it was like much easier because, again, no trip towards work and can just like literally, quote unquote, work in underwear, right? It's like just all I do would be programming, right? At some point, I fell into another one, and it was another week. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I don't think this will work out, because I'm just like, I'm not of any help when I'm just not able to do stuff, right? You can do that in office, true. Also depends on the type of like work you do. But yeah, I was like, I don't think I'm a good fit if I'm like, you know, not. And I don't even know if that was because of like burnout stuff, because then after the first one, I was already like focusing less on Chaos Mod and more like on actual work. The problem was that the programming work that I did for them at their company, like what they did as like programming wise and software wise is good and important, and I admire that, but it wasn't for me, right? It was something for hospitals, effectively. Like good software, important software. Not actual, like this is bedside terminal kind of crap, right? I say crap, but still like, you know, the integration with everything and whatnot. So again, it was important, but it just didn't vibe with me. So I feel that was also contributing to me not having the right mindset to do that. And maybe that also contributed to the burnout or like to the depression stuff and whatnot. I was like, well, why am I doing this? I'm like not enjoying this at all kind of thing, right? I don't know. So I like had a proper chat with my boss and was like, you know what? I know what we're doing here is like, it's important. It's also good because, you know, new technology and whatnot. But I don't think I can like, it's not for me. It's just not for me. And I'm like, I don't even know. I was like honest with him. I don't even know if this was part of the reason why I fell into like burnout, why I fell into like the depression phase or whatever. Because at that point I didn't even know it was depression. It was just like, you know, I felt like shit, but not sick shit. It was literally just like no energy, no nothing. And again, I wasn't sick. It's just, you know. So I in hindsight, I very much think it was a depression phase. But yeah, he was very understanding. So we cut the contract, and then, you know, I'm lucky that I have savings on the side and that I live with my grandma, right? So I don't have to pay any rent, but I help out around the house and like errands and whatnot, right? So that's kind of like helps in that sense. I wouldn't be able to do all this streaming and like just in general content creation and whatnot if I wasn't able to live with my grandma, I think. Because again, we're not at a point yet where this pays bills. So not trying to peer diagnose or something, but that hella sounds like ADHD burnout. Wouldn't be surprised. Like I don't know what it is or what it was. It just, the whole thing of like didn't bring me joy. I mean, at some point maybe I'll also get like burnout from Euro Truck. Right now that's not the case. This is like enjoyable, right? Because like overdoing it and whatnot, being overwhelmed or whatever. Why do I still have this song? But like, you know, it definitely is a stupid situation. I hate the human brain. Sometimes I wish I could just make it less wrinkly. And just like smooth it out, right? Get some sandpaper, smooth it out. But like, again, I also understand that, you know, job-wise, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right? So it's not just like, oh, you will always do like what some people say as well. If your work is fun, then you aren't really working in that sense, right? Also, we will do the hydrate and a short pause when we either get to Barcelona, because that should be... Actually, hydrate we can do now. Chat. But yeah. For you, it's when the novelty wears off, you lose interest in things very fast. Oh yeah, I get that. Like, some things, I very much... It's also like getting me in the mood for them or whatever. That's like tricky. When I have that stuff as well, it's like, okay, well, now I won't touch this for like 6 months or whatever, right? Kinda enjoyable, but also I mean, I did get back into, as I said, like the what I did today instead of doing the thing with Leo was I tried, because yesterday after the stream I was still in voice chat with Lon for like an hour, and we talked a bit about this like video editing and whatnot, like all the other things as well. And basically I had a better idea on how to do the highlight videos for the InSync playthrough that I did with Krucker. Because it's like, I've seen other YouTubers do it, for example, CDog, where you do like slight narration on top, right? Because it's effectively, it's all puzzles, right? But some puzzles are just like, we've spent like so much time in them. And it's, for some of them, I feel much easier to do a quick narration of like, okay, so this puzzle, your friend is in a maze and you have the overhead view. They don't know where they have to go. You can slide some stuff around and you have to move them around. And it's like, you know, and then after that, it's like, okay, and now it's the opposite. Now you're in the maze. Good luck, kind of thing. I don't know. How was Lon feeling? It sounded really defeated after all the tech issues. Well, I mean, after the tech issues. Oh, were you not there? Yes. Wait, were you there yesterday for the Yakuza, for the other one? Or were you only watching when we did the other run, like the few days ago? Because he reinstalled Windows 11, or like he reinstalled Windows, and this time like he tried upgrading to Windows 11, didn't work. So now he just reinstalled it from scratch, and all seems good. Like no crashes yesterday. Was all smooth sailing. Besides the moment when he turned on Discord screen share and the encoder overload started to happen, but you know. Happily, the game didn't crash, so you didn't get banned. True! True. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now from here, we have to go to Barcelona. Well, interesting. You were there for the tech issues in ETS. Wait, how long was that ago? Tech issues in ETS? I mean, tech issues in ETS. You have to be a bit more specific, I think. Yesterday at noon, you mean? Or was it another day when he mentioned that? Because we did do a Yakuza run, a bingo run, and he had like his PC crash twice. That wasn't Lon. No, that was Tuscanity. Right, okay, so you're mixing people up. Sorry. So yeah, that... Right. Bus. Yeah, so... Yeah, Tuscanity. That was ETS, yes. But Lon, we did Yakuza together, and like the last time we did this a few days ago... Don't worry. I mean, I'm glad I get to collaborate with friends of a good variety. There will soon be, and by soon I mean I don't know when exactly. Is that road blocked? No, it's not, thank God. I don't know when exactly, but we'll be playing House Flipper 2 in co-op with Krucker at some point. So, you know. Hey, DOS. Plus, Lon was playing with another Fox yesterday. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The one that has like, that looks like Vin Diesel. It's also purple hair and whatnot. It's kind of crazy. Soon, TM. Yeah, House Flipper 2 has a co-op DLC that literally released, like, I think yesterday. on. Oh, literally a millimeter. Let's see. What's this? Ooh. Oh. Okay. Yobs. Wait, no. We have to world map here first. By that I mean go down here. Okay. Oh yeah, break. We will do break once I'm there. Don't worry. We will do break. Ooh, how do I exit here? I think you have to try House Flipper at some point. House Flipper is chill. But will we break? We will take a break because I'm walking. House Flipper 2 maybe got better when you watch someone play it on release. It was much less finished than the first game. Don't do the flipping. Truck Flipper, not House Flipper. I'm chatting with my artist friend right now about the thumbnail stuff again. She did respond in regards to the sketch thing. And she does mention like, yeah, sketches are typically, or like colored sketches are typically cheaper. That's probably as much as I'd need for a thumbnail, let's be real. As long as it's like a fun, consistent art style, you know. Even if it's not consistent, as long as it's not, you know, AI generated and wildly inconsistent from one to the next. That's basically what I'm like saying. Service. Okay. You draw character. First stage is abstract ideas, dirty sketches, clean lines, coloring, and shading. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Colored sketch is basically the face between dirty sketch and clean sketch. Yeah, I mean, doesn't make sense. Even the liner, I'll fill it myself. Well, as I mentioned before, maybe it is. Well, I didn't mention that before. I think I mentioned that to Lon and like someone else in DM. But maybe it is time for me to use was it? Can I sleep here on the side? No, I can't. It's time for me to use Clip Studio Paint again. Oh, this is where I can sleep. Cool. Ah, I don't think I can sleep. Oh, I can sleep. Okay. Oh, okay, wait. Pause this. Whew. I'll run some ads. Guys, go stretch and everything, and I'll be back in around 3 minutes. And then we can continue with funny trucking. Yoho! Oh. Pow. No pause. We continue. We continue with the walking and the gaming. Hello! Head break ending, that's good. Right. What do we have from here? Not a lot to other... Oh. This would be a trip. End of sentence. I think this might be the best choice that we have, just a condenser to that area. Yeah, let's go for that. Single lane. 30? Nah, bit more. I definitely need to look around some more video game music to add to the playlist. Or just listen through some more OC remix. I know there's some either albums I've not yet listened to that I definitely have downloaded. Or just like the entire library is like, you know. Ooh. Let's take a quick detour because we don't have a trailer yet. So it should be fine. That's 1%? That's fine. I'm okay with 1%. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay. So I'm like typing with them on the side, that's why. House Flipper really is a rage game the way it turns you to house. True? But I'm less so because as stupid as that sounds, bad games are still fun with friends, right? And I did enjoy the first House Flipper. It's been like a long time since I've... I'm so confused right now. It's been a long time since I played it that I've forgotten quite a bit about it already. But yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay, continue. Give me 1 second again. Okay. What do we exit? How do I exit? Through here. Oh, the 2 cars would probably be useful if we follow those. Okay, luckily this is a shorter trip as well, so we can definitely, you know, Just take it slow and everything. But yeah, I'll really like also have to see what other game plans I have going forward, because it's like I do want to play games with friends as well. I reached out to Wisteria again, who I reached out to like I think 4 months ago or something, when I wished them a Happy New Year. No, Merry Christmas, I think. Yeah, Merry Christmas. And we chatted about like, oh, we should play games together. I was like, yes. That's end of conversation. And then they were also like not streaming a lot, so you know, it's also a bit tricky in that regard. Okay. Right. Yeah, video games, obviously. And I mean, trucking's fine, right? I don't mind trucking. Trucking is definitely enjoyable. But also at some point we have to play other games. Definitely next month, by the way. I think, wait, does it release next month? Switch 2, obviously. So Mario Kart World, you can expect me streaming that. What else was it? Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm really excited for that one as well. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. Definitely gonna be doing that. There's Mind's Eye, the one from Leslie Benson and like some ex-Rockstar people, from what I know. That also looked interesting. I don't know when that releases again. Off the top of my head, I don't know what else. I mean, it's mostly just like, you know, finding games you enjoy, you vibe with. Potentially also be able to stream them with friends. I want to check out Crime Boss again with Nico and was it with Nico, Yugachi, and Dennis? Because that was fun when we last did it. It's been a hot minute since we've last played that. What's Mind's Eye? It's like a, I don't know if GTA-like would be a good comparison. to just like call a game, oh, this is GTA-like, right? But it is, from what I saw, open world, cyberpunk-ish, but also good narrative based off of the trailer and whatnot. It looks fucking incredible. So something to look out for. I think it's supposed to release like later this year. I forgot when exactly. I know there's a lane change coming up. I see that you're indicating. As long as you don't brake check me again, we're fine. Stupid car. But yeah, and then there's also the whole thing about speedrun marathon submission stuff. So what I currently have in mind, right, for BSG, which is the main one I'm like currently focusing on, is Yakuza 0 bingo, for which honestly that's not that much practice, I'd say. Just like maybe figuring out which sub-story to go with. But honestly, the easy stuff that we did, besides that one thing with serving customers, for some reason we didn't have the 50 customers in there. I don't know if when I first made the bingo program or the list for the game, I just didn't include it because I was like, you know what, like 50, you'll get that fast, right? Or if I genuinely forgot, which could be. Right, you're slowing down because we have to slow down. So that one, I still have to do more sleeping dogs because we want to do the relay. And then oh, this is nice. Interesting. So yes, was it Sleeping Dogs again? And the other thing that I wanted to do with Leo, and then I don't know. I don't think there's another game that I can find by. No, wait. No, Tony Hawk releases, I think, in. Does it release in June or July? I think it was July. I think it was July. But yeah, that. But yeah, figuring out, like, maybe I'll stumble upon another game that is like speedrunnable or something. Because again, theoretically everything's speedrunnable. Maybe if we can do the race by the submission deadline, you could see about this is like a speedrun that you would do just with friends for fun. You wouldn't do that for a charity marathon, like the 5,000 horsepower engine thing, right? Because you still have some RNG involved or whatever. But I think it could also be funny to like evade traffic and whatnot. I'll have to think about that. Because again, I don't want to do the 5,000 horsepower truck. I don't even want to try it before Lon and Mitako are able to play as well, right? Because, you know. AV Assemble? I've not heard of that before. It's the first time I'm like hearing about that. Can we like Purple Sunset? Sure. Purple. Wait. Oh, this is bad. We shouldn't. No, we're not exploring Tarragona. Okay. No, we're good. It's just I got jump scared by the sign here. Yeah, I'll have to go through my list, because if I quickly pause this, where's Steam? I have a list of games down here which are like speedruns, right? So this is theoretically all the speedruns that I don't want to drive crazy. Looked like a kind of fun game. Might have to revisit that. Haste is kind of like, you know, maybe. Shadow Generations I kind of don't want to do. Split Second is just too long. Yakuza, obviously. Pizza Tower. Portal 2 seems interesting, so I just chucked that in there for now. But that's like all I have in the speedrun scene. But there's also like lots of games over here in the stream list, right? Maybe one of them is short enough to be speedrunnable. And if like, you know, it's I don't know. Hey Zukni. One of the top sellers on Steam. Kerbal Space Program-esque truck sim with planes. What the hell? Oh, Vin Defiant. I still have to play that game. Nah, we're not speedrunning Cache Cleaner Sim. That would be too boring to speedrun, I feel. Because it would also be too long. Lane change maneuver? Okay. Why? Oh, because the right lane is like stopping. Would it? You reckon I could speed through it pretty quick? Okay, there we go. Oh, the car behind is like the other escort car. I don't know. Gonna try that? Alright. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that, right? Or like to submit it. But it's also the whole thing of like, okay, which games do I really want to focus on? Yakuza 0 Bingo, I honestly think that we have a good chance of getting that in. Because I'm trying to remember, did we do that for previous BSG already? I think no, we did it for Bingo-a-thon. But it makes sense because there it's bingo, right? Still more FPS than SA, true. SA frame generation mod when? I wish someone would just be able to do some... Whoa, what the hell are we doing here? Huh? Oh, that's cool. That's a cool detour. Yo, I like this. This was epic sauce. Ah, you breaking all the way to 0 is not epic sauce, though. 25 to 144? Hell yeah. What do I want to say? I want to say something. But yeah, Yakuza, the other project that I, again, can't talk about much. Definitely. Because, again, we got that working. And I can turn that into, like, offline stuff and into a highlight video. Hopefully to coincide with the release or, like, with the run as well. And then we would... Well, I would also... Yeah, Sleeping Dogs, as I said. So that's, like, the 3 main ones that I want to focus on. And... I think Sleeping Dogs having me as like one extra runner instead of my own run might, like, I don't know how they would treat me potentially getting 5 games. And it's not unheard of. Raych had like 5 games in one of the BSGs, if I remember correctly. But it's also like, I don't know what, you know, time and submission stuff looks like, blah, blah, right? Just had to make sure you made it through the checkpoint. Okay, that's true. Guess you'll pick up Derail Valley when it's on sale. Yeah, probably next month for the summer sale. A nice train sim. It has some very nice VR support, it seems. Huh. What's BSG? A Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. BSG Marathon. It's a speedrun marathon that's held in the Netherlands. And despite its name, you can still attend it if you aren't from Belgium, Netherlands, or Luxembourg. Battle State Games, yeah, Battlestar Galactica, that's the one. Bingus, Skringus, Gingus. Yeah, it's like, think GDQ, but like smaller, and in the EU. We don't talk about the other event here. There's free parking! Yes, of course. Free parking is very based and very cool. Blowing, sucking, ayo, ayo! Nah. There's a chill event. I tried to make an effort to go to pretty much every one of them that they did at some point, like even weekend events, because for me it's like not that big of a trip. But the last weekend event they did, which coincidentally was also the very last weekend event they did, that happened like, I think 2 weekends ago or something. Yeah, I still don't have alert command. I should add those. Oh, and then we can add a time tracker. How long someone lurked. Oh, statistics. Oh. Sir? Oh, did you open that for me now, or do I also have to do this? Oh, okay, apparently I have to do this as well. Gonna do it until you actually create the command. Yeah, then you won't use it anymore. Ah, perfect. I think you should go as well at some point. It's really close from where you live. Yeah. They do sell day tickets, so you can just drop by, get a day ticket, chill out and whatnot, and then... What do we do about the other car, by the way? Is that still... Hello? Do we even still need that other car? Yeah, okay, so it's on its way. But yeah, lurk and unlurk, or like just lurk and another lurk command to make you unlurk. I'll have to see how I can do database, or like... metadata changes, so like the moment it starts, it basically resets, or it has like an integrated stream counter value, so you can't lurk and then unlurk again next stream, so to say, right? So there's just stream counter, and that just counts up, and then it's like, okay, when was the last time? I don't want to view the job offers. I have to deliver something first. Oh shit. Okay. Whew. Okay, good. Not a big problem. Freight market. Okay. Nothing from here? Are you kidding me? I refuse. Oh my god, you actually have to be kidding me. There's no drop from here. Okay. Chat, for the challenge, how do we treat this? Do I now have to drive to this sleep spot and sleep up until we get a job here again? But yeah, I don't know if I can actually do that at the start of the stream. It's not game over, don't worry. I think I'll do 3 sleeps. Take the closest would be fine. Well, yeah, but the problem is the closest. It could be from a city I've not unlocked yet, I think. So I think the best way to do this is, and I'll try it this way, we'll probably get like another heavy cargo from here. But what I'll do is I drive back to close to Tarragona. We'll not explore it. And if we do, it'll go on the list of cities that we've not yet explored, right? So we'll go there. Can I just... Okay. I don't know where an invisible wall is anymore. There's trust issues in ETS. Anyway, yeah, we'll go there. By the time that we're there, it's also like another 1.5 hours, or like 1 hour in-game that passed, right? So maybe there is a job then. Then we will sleep once, see if there's a job, sleep again, see if there's a job, sleep again. If there is still no job, I will go back to Barcelona and take a job from there. I think there's like... Because this very much seems like a soft lock. Because the game is not giving us anything, right? I don't know if there's an option to, or like a console command to re-roll jobs that are currently available. Maybe? Because if that's... Hello. If that's a thing, then we can just use that, right? Like, I don't mind doing that then. Can someone check if that's the thing? Reset jobs or like generate jobs or something? The only other option I see would be a save game editor to set a job or like force myself a job on the save, right? So we'd save the game, go back to the title, edit the save to like set a job from this city to... In this case, the only thing that would make sense is a job from that city back to Barcelona. But then it's also like at that point I can just go back to Barcelona, right? I don't know. It's a tricky situation, I feel. Oh, now they have the barriers. Ah! They have the barriers up, so I can't just pass by. Did I check it? I've not gone for external contracts a single time yet. I think Freight Market is the main one that I'd want to. What's the difference? External contracts, is that just like World of Truck stuff? I don't know how that system works. Because all I know is if we actually like flip or whatever, then the job is failed. That's all I know with that. But besides that, I don't know. 69 out of 70. Like, is it just, besides that, just another normal job? So I can use those as well, in theory. I don't know if those are handled differently by the game. Ah, so they're real-time delivery and they have a speed limit. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Don't think there's console commands for job-related stuff, but advancing time and sleeping is a thing you could do. Yeah. I mean, again, like, sleeping is what we are already doing. Advancing time is the kind of thing I'd want to avoid manually. For the sake of, like, money making. Again, like, at this point, I think we are in a position where we make a good chunk of money. Well, put Tarragona on the list, please. Because I'm only here to sleep. That's not the gate that I wanted to drive through. That sucks, but again, as long as we stick to the challenge, we're fine. Challenge being... what we need. Okay, so... there you go. Can use that one. Trade market. Vandellos. There's nothing there. Unable to find jobs. Wait. External contracts. Okay. No, nothing. Okay. So sleep number 1. Sleep number 1. Oh, they don't expire as fast? Oh. Okay, nothing from that one. Also nothing from here. The only other option I'd see is like quick drop maybe. There's also like nothing matching. And we don't have any filters on. So we gotta hope that with the sleeps that we do, we will get something from there. Otherwise, again, I will just go back to Barcelona and we'll do a drop from there because this is like a very rare... See? I'll take this one. So again, we don't have Tarragona. I wish I could set a city undiscovered. Wait, is there a console command to undiscover a city? Or like to discover, rediscover, I don't know. That would be interesting to know now. Otherwise, again, like we'll just... As soon as we find any job to Tarragona, we will just take that. Like, I'll search for Tarragona. That's okay. So here's the thing with that. I'd say to expand on the challenge. Maybe at some point I need to do a paste spin or whatever. If we accidentally unlock a city, we will have to hyper focus on unlocking that one, right? Which in turn means whatever job we get towards that city, we will have to try to do that or try to get that. Any other like city, even if it means, oh, I first have to drive like 7 hours back north to get a job that expires in 8 hours, right? And then I'll basically have to go for jobs for cities that I've already unlocked. So only like, for example, from Barcelona to Vallejos or whatever is this, or back to like somewhere in France or whatever. Just a city that we have unlocked. Maybe that's like a good extra thing. No undiscover command, damn. The only other option I'd see is loading the save and like just instead of going to this, which I thought was fine, but apparently it's not because I don't know. We could have went down the highway, I think, to here. But then we'd still had to turn somewhere. And I think if we went here for like turning, then we would have explored that city. So it's all like, you know, it's all a bit problematic in terms of what we can do discovery-wise. Whoa, that's bad. How the hell is that only 12%? That should not have been 12%. We almost landed on this fella, by the way. But yeah, loading the save and then going there would be the other option. But again, the only other... And I could do that and I just drive on the wrong side again? Like on the VIP lane? Could have done that. That's fine now. Again, hyper focus on the city if we accidentally unlock something. We will have to still try to circumvent that. So for example, if there is a side road that will be able to take us to a specific city, we take that instead. Because the other road would take us through the city. It was a bit problematic when we played with Lon the other day, which was like a week ago or like 2 weeks ago now. And we drove through Warsaw. So instead of like already going around or like just skimming past it effectively, we accidentally discovered it because I noticed it and then I was like, oh no, I can't. Ooh. Sorry. I was like, I can't go here, right? I literally cannot go here. And then I was like, no, I have to drive straight here and not through the city. And then I just literally drove like 2 or 3 meters further and it was unlocked. And I was like, at this point, I can just drive through. But then we had to make sure I find a job towards that city, right? So it's like, I don't know, the challenge, it makes the challenge a bit more tricky, I'd say. Not necessarily interesting, just trickier. Because you just have like extra limitations on top. In this case, as I said, the making sure the next possible delivery would be something to the city or cities that you have accidentally unlocked. Okay, there's no invisible wall here, so that's good. Can just drive past. Well, don't do the Tony Hawk again. Oh, also coming up on hour 2, which means I can rest a bit again. One of these. Okay. And the other option would be Ajaccio, but like, this is going to a city that we haven't unlocked. Now, it's exactly how I expected this would happen, by the way. I think I saw one of them going through a city that we've not yet unlocked, so we might have to take a good detour for this. Which sucks, but on the other hand, you know. Let's see. Yeah, we are... Oh my god, this is terrible. That's water. Holy fuck. You see this route that we have to take now? Hella detour. Yep. What's good is remains 12 hours and 30 minutes. ETA 13 hours. But since we usually drive a fair bit faster, should be fine. Hopefully. 1,000 kilometers. Just because of the challenge. That is crazy. But that also, once again, begs the question. Do you think this is worth doing? Or should I, like, lax a bit out on the challenge? I wish I could, like, set a variable or whatever to be like, okay. Can we just pass through here? Yes. To be like, okay, whatever you drive through, let's not explore that. So I can just, before I enter the city, I set that to 1. And then it won't explore the city. New clickbait title. The challenge made me do this. Yeah, I mean, this is like one of the things that can go into that video. My god. This is pain. Like, actually pain that we have to do this. Luckily, it's like 12 hours remaining, right? Because of heavy cargo and whatnot. But this is a bit frustrating. Imagine if I would be playing on that now. Let me check that. What is it? Yeah, nothing there. If I would be playing in Convoy now, the other lads would probably not join me on this massive detour. That's like the downside. Then again, when it comes to Convoy stuff, I feel I would have just... Now, convoying... it's so annoying. Maybe I should have went to Ajaccio instead. But I can't read the map properly beforehand. Oh, this is so frustrating. Fine with whichever way you do it. The most important thing is that you're having fun with it. Yeah, I mean, I am still having fun with this. It's like, you look at the time, it's like, oh my god. That's like 12 in-game hours or whatever, right? So it's like, how much did we say? 1 in-game minute is 3 seconds. So 60 in-game minutes is 3 minutes IRL. So that's like... This trip will take us 66 minutes? I think this one trip will be an hour long. Oh my god. Well, faster if I book it, but you know. Jesus. Anyway, that's just podcast mode at that point. I put a clip here, so like, you know. GSD, wait, when you see this, we're doing this for an hour. Maybe there's something funny here. Ah. If anything, you know, we are gaining some speed. Usually we should only be doing 80, I think, with this. So being able to go a fair bit faster is pretty good. Just have to make sure to not flip it too much, I think. Okay. So far, so good. But yeah, maybe I'll be a bit more lax on the rules with that. 12 hours. Oh, 36? Okay, wait. Maybe I'm stupid. I mean, that could be. So again, 3 seconds for 1 in-game minute, right? Which means 30 seconds for 10 in-game minutes. Which means 1 minute. No, wait. 30 seconds. That's, no, it should be 3 minutes IRL. And 1 hour in-game. No, okay, 36, not 60. Never mind. I'm stupid. Yeah, I don't know why I went with 6 minutes there. Yeah, never mind. No, I think I accidentally had the 2 in my head and was like, oh, it's like times 2 and then times 10. No, yeah, 36 minutes. That's still a hell of a long trip if you think about it. All because of a detour. It could be like so much simpler without the detour. But alas, we don't have anything unlocked. And you know the main problem is, I will now definitely be having issues in Spain. It's literally like Spain without the S, right? Because there's so many cities close by one another and they all go through one another. You don't have like roads, country roads on the side. It's all just going through the major cities. I don't have any way to just go somewhere else. Spanish without the S, yes, Spanish. True. True? But yeah, look at this. Like, I think truck limits should be 80 or 90 at max. I think with this one, I think it's 80. Does it say? Yeah, 80. So if we actually drive like 125, 130 or whatever, we'll probably be there in less than the 12 hours that it had. No need to panic. True. But yeah, the only slowdowns that we'll have is from the fucking toll roads. I need a mod that removes toll road, like, thingies. Actually, whoa. Okay, for a second I thought like, what the hell? But yeah, that way I can just hammer through the entire thing. So we're already on like 11 hours left. So that's good. Good old 11. Wait, why is the image frozen? Why is it not looping? Hello? 7TV? Why is GIF not looping? What is happening? It's not looping in my chat either, it just stopped. Chat broken? Is it looping for you? in chat? Is this funny OBS stuff going on? It works in yours? What the hell? You don't know if Chatty... I think Chatty might be caching emotes. I don't know. Chatty also renders it differently, so maybe it's like just, you know, something that broke on top of what already broke with Twitch right now. Okay, what else? No. What is some good music? Sure. There you go. Just a shitty GIF. It's a WebP actually. What should be WebP? It worked before. It looped properly before. I don't know why it doesn't now. Where's the like music actually land if I mute the game real quick? Oh, minus 30. Okay. I mean, so the game is a slight bit louder. That's like mostly because of the sounds. If you hover with FFC, it just plays once. Yeah, but like in my chat, in the on-stream chat and in this, it played once as well. I don't know why it does that. Oh, okay, so in that case, maybe 7TV is just borked. Can one of you, I think I still have some animated BTTV or FFC modes. Can one of you post one of those? I don't know which ones I have, but... Or like another 7TV mode that's animated that should work but might not with the loop. What a name. Okay, 140 with this 36-ton thing. This Volvo is definitely doing its thing. Why'd you do a plus? Oh. Yeah, that seems to loop correctly. And that one seems to loop correctly as well. Okay. So, can you do 11 again?
Cyberjohn says,
That's just not animating anymore. Huh? What the hell? Because it did loop properly before. I know it animated properly before. Now I'm... Yeah, it only played once when I hovered as well. That's so strange. Let me check on the website. Channel. Uploaded emotes. 11? No, it loops over there. Wait, it loops with... Give me a sec. Open image in new tab. Oh, AVIF. Okay. WebP. Oh. Yeah, the WebP version is just broken. Like, completely. Huh. Okay. Let me check the Hong Kong wiggle as well. AVIF works. WebP. That works as well. That is really confusing. So it's just that one emote that's broken. That is so cool. Thank you, 7TV. I think it's time to sunset 7TV and move on to 8TV. Because 7TVs aren't enough, clearly. It's just... Why? Why would it break now? JFIF or JPEG XL. Wasn't JPEG XL the one that also did alpha? And was like supposed to be really good compression and then nobody adopted it because it's Google or whatever? Wasn't that also Google standard? No, WebP is Google. WebP and WebM, right? What was JPEG XL just... Oh no, JPEG XL was just not supported in Chrome. I think that was the main downside. If I remember it correctly. By the way, 2 hours. Yeah. So weird it works in Chatty. Again, maybe Chatty doesn't use the WebP. Maybe Chatty uses the GIF version, because it does definitely have a GIF option. I mean, I could ask in the developers channel on 7TV, like if there's like, or check their help channel as well. See if some people maybe reported something along the lines of, hey, WebP emote or animated emote is only looping once. Because it definitely is happening in Firefox as well, so it must be something that broke on at their end. I don't know what. Or maybe the WebP was always somewhat broken and like, I don't know. I'm no expert on the 7TV system. There. See, now it's only 8 hours left. And we made it below the time for the remaining. Because we aren't driving 80, we're driving like 140. Plus. Okay, so it actually gave you the WebP link, huh? But like, why would it break in Chrome and Firefox then? Because it worked before, and Chrome definitely did not have an updated, like an update in OBS. Because it's built in, so it would need a completely new Chrome version. Firefox I could maybe understand, like a small update here and there. But I also don't think they changed something with their parser. Maybe it's like something with the headers or whatever? Or again, like... I don't fucking know. And uphill, we are struggling. There. Oi, back in France. Let's go. Oh. What's the best option to watch Twitch on phone with FSC modes? BTTV Android, if you are on Android. Otherwise, iOS, I don't know. I've also heard... Well, I've tried out Frosty as well. It's like another one that's not... Like, BTTV Android is built on top of the decompiled source from the Twitch app. It's an older version, but it still like works fine. Even with HEVC, I think. It's not gotten an update in a while, so I don't know if the other ones support HEVC and stuff. Or if you'd just be limited to H.264 there. Because phones definitely can handle HEVC, that's not the problem. It's just like licensing thing, right? With like decoding and whatnot. But yeah, in my head I'm still trying to think about what games to speedrun. BTV Android app just refused to reconnect you to Twitch chat. Wait, have to drive slow here. Frosty has a button for that. Oh, there you go. Okay, accelerate speed. Ah! Hello, truck. Boink. I've not heard back from the other Fiverr artists yet. I want to set the third idea. I'm just conflicted about the other one. Like, I think the SpongeBob traffic jam is a fun idea, but again, the connection with AI or whatever, I don't know if that's good for me to use the thumbnail. I feel it's like if I use it, it's probably not that bad because I mean it's I have it now and whatever. And I feel it's also partially the sunk cost fallacy that I have now. I will not be recommissioning them, you can be sure of that. But yeah, sunk cost fallacy being like, hey, you have the thumbnail. And the first one they sent was like also pretty good, except for now that I see it, the background with like Euro Truck Simulator, like the logo there, it's like, yeah, why the logo on that? Why not on this one? You also like Frosty's emote selection better, just shows emotes while typing regardless of whether you put a colon before anything. Well, the colon thing is a standardized Twitch thing. Even with Franker faces. Franker faces just hooks into that. There is an extension or like an add-on for Franker faces, inline tab completion. So you can actually just type the emote and then tap and then, you know. It lacks some features like channel points and watch streaks. Yeah, so that's the downside of not using a proper the original app, right? No. Sure. Payday. But yeah, again, like, I don't know. I might just go with that and then see that I like maybe I'll get the other one redone or whatever. It's the second thumbnail. I honestly don't know. Let's first get one video out and then, you know, I'll post the thumbnail in sub chatter after the stream, and then we can like see if that's one I should go with or if I should just chalk up the $30 I lost effectively and be like commission someone else, right? Yeah, speed. No! Okay, 6 hours remain. Did I want to take a break from walking as well? I think we will do that once I'm past the stupid thing. Is there like... Oh yeah. Once we're past that bend there. Like the turn off-road and then we go there and then I'll do a break. Oh. Probably only like for 1 or 2 minutes though. Because I still have hydration sitting here, that's not a problem. Plus, I don't actually know if this will be the last delivery. Just because it's like so frustrating. I will have to remember about Tarragona, because I don't know, it's even if we were to go with Tarragona now, right? We would have to do this entire trip again. Because it's pain. Because we can't go for the city in between. I guess I will have to change the job length to be very low again. So we will hopefully be able to do some city hopping. Because again, I wouldn't mind if it's a longer trip, but I don't really see anything in Spain where I can take like detours or whatever. Also, as I said, pause this for a second. Whew, slower walking. Well, edge. No, let's do 3 minutes. Gives me enough time. Oh. 26 seconds. I did have another idea in regards to the challenge, by the way. But it's being tied in with... well, it might be able to be tied in with the funny wheel, where it has like the exercise stuff. Okay. Can start this again. One... Walk? Walk. Okay, welcome back. Sapling here? No. So, what if instead of having it so I can't drive through a city or something, we might lower the requirement or set the requirement to we are allowed to go through a city, but just one. So if the trip would mean we would have to go through a city, it can be up to one city, but if there is like a country road or something that is somewhat in that direction, then we have to take that one. Additionally, once we do switch over to the enhancement of the stream with the wheel, right, like actually some fitness stuff, which I think might be able to do that with like next time. So every 20% damage, every delivery or something, I don't know. If we would have to go through a city, that's maybe 2 wheel spins. So potentially like 10 push-ups or 2 times 5 push-ups, right? That kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't really have many exercises yet. I'll have to think of some more exercises. But as it is right now, it's mainly sit-ups, push-ups, and squats. And then I do have some, what was it? I do have some weights as well that I could theoretically include as well. I have to like see what some good exercises would be. Like definitely squats with weights or whatever. Ain't no weights. True. Yeah, I don't know. Give me another song. No? Sure. Ain't no weights is yes weights, yes. But yeah, what do you think about that? Because like, again, if I check the map, well, that's the wrong one. If I check the map for this, look at how much we have to drive through the city, right? Like it's mostly right now, I feel it's mostly from Bilbao. We can make our way down. We would have to drive through Zaragoza, but then we can go to Tarragona. I don't think I'll explore Lida by driving through here. Because it's, as long as I'm like in before this booth, I think we might be fine. But it's definitely Zaragoza. And if we don't go to Zaragoza, it would be Teruel. Right? I don't see any other way. Maybe like going this way, but then we explore Madrid if we go anywhere close here. So maybe one city. But like maybe also okay, additionally, what we could do as well, we add that city to the list, right? Which means we can't take jobs from that city effectively. I mean, we wouldn't be able to take jobs from that city anyway, but we would also have to prioritize finding a job towards them. But we wouldn't be allowed to take a job from that city yet, obviously, like fast travel or whatever. If we do get into an accident and the service, like the closest service would be that city that we don't have explored, we would have to drive to maybe the previous city or whatever, right? Because it wouldn't count as like, if we're just on the road and don't have a job. That's basically, like, I don't know, I'll have to toy around with the idea a bit. See what's best, because it should be a challenge still, but what we did, or what we are doing right now is basically just like, look at this detour. It's like 30 minutes just to do a trip that we could have done in like maybe 15. Or like almost 40 minutes even that we could have done in 15, right? Yeah, it should not be frustrating, yeah. Again, like, this is like a one-time thing I'm doing right now. And then we have to make our way closer to Tarragona again, find a job there to unlock the city, because that's like the priority right now, right? So if we have a job that goes from here to, I don't know, a city that's close by, somewhere in France, but we would have something towards Tarragona, then we just take that. But yeah. We'll see. We will see. I will also have to refuel on the way, because we definitely use more than a kilometer per liter, and we only have 175 left. So next stop maybe. Oh no! No, yeah, next stop. Let's just be on the safe side. Let's go next stop and then we exit. Go for that. Also, another thing I've noticed ever since I changed a bit more of the encoder settings, the frames miss due to rendering and encoding lag. It's not like slowly creeping up anymore. So we're only sitting at 1 over the course of 500,000 right now, which is good. Like 1 frame, I just chalk up to OBS weirdness. If it's like 30 or 40 or whatever, that's more in the territory of, oh, something is occasionally like hitting a limit. And then, of course, if we go all the way to 300, like in the recording, that more so felt like something is pretty wrong with the settings. But again, I don't understand why that was, because I wasn't streaming that recording. I was only like recording it, and I had like higher settings. So I don't know what was up with that. Also definitely go back and like listen to the recording of this, because it's tricky for me getting the audio right. Maybe this will sound fine to me. I don't have anyone in voice chat to test that against, right? But maybe this actually sounds fine to me. With like lowering the volume and whatnot. And if it doesn't, it's trying to record this offline feels so wrong, just because of the whole, oh, now I have to like pretend I'm talking to someone, whereas with the stream I am talking to someone. Hello, talking to you specifically, viewer number 4. You please stand up. May the real viewer number 4 please stand up. I have to go out here. Talking to you? No, you're not viewer number 4. Where's viewer number 4? Yeah. Yeah, this is making the testing easier because it's just natural talking and everything, right? And also just gameplay as well, right? So you don't just have the music that you'd have as an audio test for. Talking couldn't be you. Talking, of course, my liege. But yeah. Because again, here's also a question now to you actually hearing the audio. If I was to up this another, like, we did testing before. I forgot at which point I had that. But if I up this by another 10, this is already pretty loud for me in my own ears. This, or maybe like, this would probably be the maximum that I would have to music at before it gets too loud for me as well. Because it doesn't actually lower the music in my ears, which is unfortunate. I wish that was possible. So what I hear with like lowering the music and whatnot, game sound and whatnot, right? That would be effectively what you'd hear in the end as well, right? Because I very much am in favor of not using submixes unless like absolutely have to. Because why should I hear the music lower on my end versus like you hearing it more? Then me talking would potentially just mean you would hear the music, like you would not hear my voice as much. Right, do you think the lower volume is fine because otherwise the stream is just loud all the time? Well, yeah, but again, like this, my voice right now is peaking at like, I'd say -10, maybe sometimes -6 decibels, right? Was I through zone? Where's the music? And if I don't talk, this seems to be peaking at like -20, which is like half the volume. So I feel my voice is still a slight bit too loud in comparison to that. I don't know. And I do have like an output gain on the stream mix as well. Of course, like a limiter as well, but you know. Yeah, I guess I'll just go back in the... I can clip this, that's fine. So I can revisit that. I'll just go back in the VOD and listen to it a bit off stream. Because, you know, I know the voice should be main focus and not the game sound, not the music, right? If you want your music to be main focus, you listen to a radio or something. Like you open your music player. You listen in that. I assume you're coming here for me, my voice. Maybe a bit more would work, but you personally like the occasional break of low volume so your ears can relax a little. Yeah, that's fair, but like again, it's just what's the baseline at, right? Because I can lower my mic a slight bit maybe, and then we can see. Do I actually? That's a good question now. Didn't I add a slight gain? Yeah, I added like a 2 decibel gain on here. What if we remove the 2 decibel gain? Right? So now it's like without that 2 decibel gain. It's just a bit better. Because those 2 decibels, you know. Yeah, I mean, the music getting dimmed when I speak is the intent. Right? So... music and like entire game sound effectively, because I can't do it per audio device. But I think maybe without the 2 decibel gain it might be a bit better, because like when I do talk here, it's different to me talking here and then over to the side. But yeah, it's compressor is helping a fair bit already. I think maybe without the 2 decibels it's better. Forgot why I even had that on. Oh, fiercest warrior. Now you think the game could use 2 to 3 less? Right. Okay, but we can tweak that. That's fine. So what if I do 4 decibels filters on this one? Ducking also 4 decibels. Then I think what I also need to do is now I have to drop this by another 2 here. Oh. There you go. So maybe now this is better. Because I effectively had to move the threshold down a bit and I had to move the gain down a bit as well. Do you think this is better now? Or should I like lower it a bit more? Testing, 1, 2, 3. I need to go all the way on the right here again. Oh, scary. Because yeah, it's like with stream audio and theoretically with a lot of things, right? It's like the 80-20 rule. 80% of this takes 20% of the time. The remaining 20% takes 80% of the time. So getting this right is... getting audio right is like an art form, right? So you don't want it to... getting it perfect, I think, is just impossible. I think I already said that the stream. But yeah, it's like, you know, or near impossible. There will always be a slight tweak you can do, even if it's just like 0.5 decibels on this one, minus 0.5 on that one, right? What does perfect mean? There is no perfect. It's like the march of nines kind of thing, where you're like, okay, this is like 99.9% perfect. No, but we can improve it. Okay, 99.99% perfect. Okay, well, we can still improve it. Okay, 99.999% perfect. Okay, but you get the point. Hey, the Psychus. yeah, I do lower the music a slight bit here and there as well because it's like a bit too loud for me every now and then. I think the truck is still way louder than the music, but again, it should be the exact volume compared to or the same balance, rather, not the same volume, but the same balance between game and music that I have as well. So you hear like the loud rumblings of the truck, but you still hear the music through it, right? Heading home from a barbecue, may have ate too much. Oh, tummy ache, yay, tummy ache gang. Yeah, this is, again, like, music isn't supposed to be the main attraction here. It's like the game sound and my voice, and then have music as like a bit of background stuff. Unless there's a good song that comes on, it's like, oh hell yeah, now we can bop out, right? That's car. Okay. Oh, almost there. It only took a super long detour. Wait, yeah, Decycus, you missed it. We had a job for 2 Vandellos here, right? And then I was like, oh, I don't have any jobs from here. So I accidentally drove through the thing here and here, and I thought that would not unlock Tarragonas, but we did unlock Tarragona. So then we found a job from here to here. However, the route that we had to take, because otherwise I would have unlocked Zaragoza, is we drove all the way around here, over there, over here, and now down. It's very fun. Because of the challenge. But yeah, I gotta do some tweaks to that. Because like 30 minutes for such a long detour is kind of like, you know, it's fine. This wasn't too frustrating, but if this is like a common occurrence, right? Because the main thing is it didn't have any country roads down here in Spain. So I'll really have to see the very scenic route. Yeah, from like, I think 4 hours in-game delivery all the way up to like 12. It's very, very fun. Yeah, I am feeling... Oh. No, let's not do this song. Also not do this song. What else do we have? Come on. I mean, sure, that one would work. Yeah, I do smell an end in sight. For now, at least. Again, I'll put Tarragona on the list in my notepad on the other one, and then... I mean, what... We can save on a job, right? If I remember correctly. I also have an EP spot here, so that's cool. Like, I can accept the job and then we can immediately EP. So let's see if there's, like, offers from here. Okay, let's see. Oh, took way too long. But the good thing is, since we did the scenic route, look at all the experience we got because of the trip. Holy. Okay. No, all the way over there? No, okay. Let me check the freight mark in general. So we need something to Tarragona. To Tarragona, not from Tarragona, please. Literally nothing. Oh, Bastia. Yeah, so this one to Tarragona. That's basically what we need. But not today. Oh. Save game. Yes. Oh. Okay, I'm off the treadmill. Switching to chatting for a second. Thank you guys for watching. Have to see that. I'll write that down. Maybe I'll see about the how's it? The lurk command as well. Actually, let me write that over here. Notepad. City missing. Tarragona. City. Yeah, that's fine. Lurk and unlurk command, or both just lurk. Okay, right. So I have that written down now. That's good. But yes, Thanks for streaming. It was fun. Yeah. Thank you for watching, obviously. Let me see. I can send you guys off too. This would be an idea. These nerds would be an idea. Eh. That's why I don't see him in my follow list. Oh, that makes sense. Stupid idiot. Oh. Could. Also no. Yeah, I'll send you guys off to Snack Pigeon, who is currently playing some Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury together with a buddy. I don't know if they're actually playing together or if they're just like in voice chat with him. Also just started their stream, so actually good timing. Very, very cool Sonic OC Live 2D model. And yeah, I will see you guys probably on Monday, to be honest, because tomorrow, again, maybe Leo has time and like is feeling better for the thing, the project. And then in the evening, remember, movie night. We'll be watching the funny movie in the evening, which is Batman Ninja. So that's tomorrow at 8. Right. Anyway. Yes, maybe if Leo won't be around, then I'll probably just stick around more with video editing with the one project. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next stream. Bye.